Hey guys, it's Will here again with Crooked Chicken, back for another Walking Dead video. This one is one that I have thought about doing, and I've done one similar to it in the past, but just kind of, I guess, getting into it a little bit more as far as Walking Dead is concerned, and just everything that's going on with it right now, and just really the lack of Walking Dead content that we got going on. We got the two shows, and that's it for the time being. And with me lately, I have been rewatching some of the old Walking Dead, clear back to the All Out War arc from Season 7 into Season 8. And I just have to say that with Walking Dead, with what it used to be, and with the story and the excitement and the hype built up around it, the excitement and the wondering when the next episode is going to come out, and just this and that, and just the general anticipation surrounding the show, it's just not there anymore. And it's something that I've been thinking about lately. We've got two shows, and yes, I'm excited to see these shows. I'm excited to see these stories go forward, what they plan to do with them as far as bringing everyone home, if that's even in the cards at this moment. But after we got The Ones Who Live, this was something that was hyped up for many years. We got the reintroduction of Rick and Michonne. We got these characters that were taken out of the series at individual points within the original Walking Dead series, where we were under the assumption that Rick was just gone and we didn't know where he was going. We didn't know anything about the group really, other than their occasional popping up throughout Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead. But they announced soon after he left that they were going to do a trilogy of movies that were going to get theatrical releases, and so there was just a lot of excitement built up around this. And then the pandemic happened, and everything was kind of put on the back burner. We didn't know what was going on. Everyone was just hunting for any little bit of clues they could find regarding Rick and Michonne coming back in any form or fashion, as far as bringing these characters back and figuring out what's going on with this story, what they're going to do with it, how are they going to conclude it, is Rick actually going to get back home, is he going to die? That was a big thing too, that we could possibly lose one, if not both of these characters, which in retrospect was a silly thing to think, because they would not do this and have all this hype built up around these characters just to kill them off. That would just understandably infuriate the fandom, and people would walk away from this brand and never look back. So we had years of hype. Pandemic happened. It shut down the hype. It shut down any progress as far as doing this. And then after things lightened up and settled down, we got the announcement that they were going to come back in a TV series. And it was going to come out, I believe, originally in 2023. That didn't happen. It got delayed because of writer strikes and actor strikes, and it got pushed to the beginning of this year. Well, we finally got it. We finally got to see that story unfold. We finally got to see the conclusion of what was supposed to be Rick and Michonne finding each other, getting back home. And then there was all the buildup around CRM. We didn't know much about this group, but we were learning things along the way with both series, as far as Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, and then we got the World Beyond series, which was a limited 2-season series. We got to learn, they were a big focal point of that series, and we got to learn a lot about them. We got the return of Jadis. We got to see just how manipulative, secretive, and just all-around evil this organization was with how they ran things, how they dealt with their people, how they dealt with their soldiers, and just how they dealt with the rest of the world. And then once that show ran its course, we were left waiting for the Rick and Michonne series. We finally got it. We finally got the big grand entrance of the CRM. We got to see behind the curtain as far as the CRM was concerned. And then as that show progressed, which was only 6 episodes, and they could have easily done 8 to 10, would have made a lot more sense doing that. And then they did that. They brought these characters in. They unveiled the CRM. And then by episode 6, the entire, evil faction of the CRM was gone. They were wiped out by Rick and Michonne, 2 people, and just kind of a conveniently, strategically placed plan. They were just gone. And now we're kind of left with this hole of the CRM, what they could have been. And just, it was a very much wasted opportunity. And then just Rick and Michonne were done. They went home. We got the reunion of them and their children, but that was it. And there was just another hole of what about everybody else? And as far as today, there is no news on whether or not Rick and Michonne are going to come back, because Andy Lincoln's doing a new show. I'm not sure what Denai Guerrero is doing right now. She's probably doing her own thing. Maybe she's doing some more Marvel stuff, or maybe she's doing some more playwright stuff. But as far as Rick and Michonne are concerned, we have no idea if they're ever going to come back, if we're going to get a proper conclusion regarding our original set of survivors, the Alexandria group. And so we're just laying in wait, waiting for any kind of indication of what's going on, because I believe Andy Lincoln's new series that he's doing over in the UK right now is also a limited series where it's not intended to go, I think, past more than a couple of seasons. And so he's made it clear that he is open to coming back given the right story, which a lot of our legacy characters have said, as well as Lenny James, who plays Morgan. He said he would come back for the right story. And I think at this point, the only right story is him and Rick finding each other again, kind of coming full circle with their friendship and with their relationship, and just bringing everyone home. But Norman Reedus has said that he wants to play Daryl for at least a handful of more years, I think 6 or 7. So we don't know as far as that side of the story if we're going to get it anytime soon, if at all, honestly. I don't really have a whole lot of faith right now, because everyone knows that Scott Gimple, he has butchered this franchise and this brand in more than one way, starting with the death of Carl, killing off Chandler Riggs and his character, and just changing the path of the show and what it could have been. And it's just been kind of one shit show after the other as far as Fear the Walking Dead is concerned. It's something that we tried to watch, we tried to power through, which I did, but there were a lot of things that were hard to watch on that show, and it's one of those things that I will never go back and watch again. And it's just really unfortunate that's the way it turned out for that show. So now, present day, we got Dead City, we got Daryl Dixon, and that's it. And I have to say, the hype, the excitement, the build-up is not what it used to be with the original series, with earlier seasons, with how the shows were ran, with earlier storylines, and with the introduction of different characters and the shock factor of other characters being killed off. Yes, that did cause some people to walk away and never turn back for this show, but I just have to say I am certainly underwhelmed as far as some of the new Walking Dead, and I hope that it turns around and we get something new and fresh, or at least just our original characters finding each other, coming home, and just calling it a day, instead of taking these characters and dragging them on as far as Scott Gimple wants to, and just dragging the legacy of this show through the mud till eventually we get some kind of reboot series and just the whole nightmare starts all over again, which I hope doesn't happen. I know there's been talk of it in the past where they talked about maybe HBO doing a brand of Walking Dead, and I don't know if they were going to do original new characters or they're going to reboot all these characters. But I just really believe that would be the dumbest thing possible to do, especially with this existing universe still in play and we have no clear picture of how it's supposed to end. So I'm just really kind of, like I said, underwhelmed, kind of bummed that Walking Dead is not what it used to be. And it's the fault of writers and showrunners just kind of seeing nothing but dollar signs as far as this brand is concerned, and just don't really care of the quality of the story and the actors. Of course, they're going to keep doing it as long as they keep getting pay raises and they have at least some passion for the show, or if they just simply don't have another job to go to and they want to keep working. But anyways, guys, that's just kind of my rant video I wanted to do as far as Walking Dead. Just kind of thinking back on what Walking Dead used to be versus what it is today, and just the excitement that used to exist for the show that is not present anymore. And I'm hoping that it does turn around, but I just don't know at this point. But anyways, if you kept up, if you enjoyed my rambling and just my general thoughts about Walking Dead universe, please leave a like, leave a comment, of course subscribe. I'd really appreciate it, and I will see you later. Take care. Bye.